Most wizards spend a lifetime studying. Alias Crowe stole a book. Long before he ever touched magic, Alias learned a different craft from his father, Darius Crowe, a master thief, the kind of man who never forced a lock. He studied it, watched it, listened to it, until it gave him the answer. He used to tell his son, "A lock isn't meant to keep you out. It's meant to test whether you understand it." To the Crowes, theft wasn't about greed. It was about understanding. Doors, safes, vaults, people, everything had a weakness. You just had to find it. By the time Alias was old enough to work alone, his father had earned him a place within the Thieves Guild, not through favor, through reputation. The boy could open anything. Years passed, and gold came easily. Jewels, relics, noble vaults, merchant caravans. Every successful job convinced Crowe that the world was nothing more than increasingly complicated locks, until one contract changed everything. The guildmaster slid a weathered parchment across the table, an isolated stone tower, perched alone upon a cliff. Below it, one name, Velarian Thorne. The room fell silent. Veteran thieves exchanged uneasy glances. One by one, they refused the job. Not because the climb was impossible, not because the reward was too small, because it belonged to a wizard. The guildmaster placed another parchment beside it, a sketch of an old leather spellbook. No jewels, no gold. "Bring me this." Then he leaned closer. "And whatever you do not open it." Alias smiled. Curiosity had always paid better than obedience. The climb took hours. Wind battered the cliffs. Rain soaked the stone beneath his boots. The tower shimmered with strange glowing sigils. Most men would have called them magic. Crowe didn't. He called them patterns. He crouched before the first ward. He waited, watched, counted. Again. Every 13 heartbeats, the symbols repeated, not random, predictable. Another lock. One by one, each defense yielded. Runes, hidden mechanisms, enchanted doors. Each surrendered for the same reason every lock ever had. Someone had built them, and if someone understood them, so could Alias Crowe. Hours later, he stood beneath the moonlight. The tower was far behind him. The spellbook rested quietly in his hands. It wasn't beautiful. No silver clasps, no ornate decorations, just worn leather. It looked ordinary, yet seasoned thieves wouldn't touch it. Crowe turned it over slowly. He remembered his father's words. "A lock isn't meant to keep you out. It's meant to test whether you understand it." The guild had been very clear. Deliver the book unopened. Collect the gold. Forget the job. Move on. Instead, Alias slipped his thumb beneath the cover. The old leather creaked. The first page turned. He expected ancient symbols, meaningless scribbles. Instead, he saw patterns. Not words, not spells. Patterns. The same patterns he'd spent his entire life recognizing inside tumblers, vaults, and hidden mechanisms. His pulse quickened. Almost without thinking, he traced the first diagram with his finger. The motions felt familiar, deliberate, mechanical, like the final movement needed to open a vault. He spoke the words exactly as they were written. "This can't possibly work." For a heartbeat, nothing. Then, a spark. Brilliant orange light gathered at his fingertips. Alias stopped breathing. The tiny ember hovered in the air, waiting. Then, it exploded forward. The bolt of fire slammed into a building's stone wall. A deafening crack echoed through the night. Sparks burst into the darkness. Smoke curled upward from a fresh black scorch mark. Silence. Crowe stared at the wall, then at his own hand, then back at the book. His heart pounded. He hadn't prayed, he hadn't bargained, He hadn't spent years studying in some academy. He had simply followed the pattern. A slow grin spread across his face. He looked down at the spellbook, silently laughed to himself, then quietly said, "I guess I'm a wizard now."